In the early 2000s, a machine engineered to solve urban gridlock hit the market with the backing of Silicon Valley's smartest investors. Within a few years, the project completely collapsed in the real world. The origins of that failure actually start with a massive, undeniable problem. In the late 1990s, medical device inventor Dean Kamen recognized a major flaw in city transportation. Moving a single 150-pound person across a few blocks usually required a 4,000-pound metal box. Kamen had the engineering credentials to attempt a solution. He had recently developed the iBot, a motorized wheelchair capable of solving complex human balance and mobility issues. His team realized the core self-balancing technology inside that wheelchair could be extracted and adapted. They envisioned a consumer superscooter capable of traveling 3 times the speed of a brisk walk. Kamen's ambition for this new device was absolute. He intended to permanently render the automobile obsolete for short urban trips. This diagram illustrates dynamic stabilization. 5 aviation gyroscopes, tilt sensors, and a computer monitored the rider's center of gravity. Because of this, the machine operated via drive-by-wire logic, with no physical brakes. The wheels instantly accelerated or reversed based purely on the rider's shifting weight. When Silicon Valley caught wind of this secret project, the financial response was staggering. Venture capitalist John Dork injected $38 million into the development. Total funding quickly reached $90 million, granting Kamen's pre-launch company a paper valuation of $650 million. The tech elite bought into the hype immediately. Apple's Steve Jobs claimed cities would eventually be built around the device, and Amazon's founder Jeff Bezos called the invention truly revolutionary. Kamen himself confidently projected they would sell 10,000 units a week. Heading into its December 2001 television debut, the Segway PT was treated as an inevitable evolution of human society by the very people who designed it. Then, actual consumers saw the price tag. The Segway launched at $4,950, the equivalent of over $7,000 today. That number created an immediate psychological barrier. The device cost as much as a used car, required the user to learn a highly sensitive physical balancing act, and offered zero protection from the weather. This chart compares Dean Kamen's initial sales projections against the reality of the market. Instead of selling 10,000 units a week, Segway sold a cumulative total of only 6,000 units over its first 2 entire years on the market. The vehicle also immediately clashed with existing urban infrastructure. Cruising at 12.5 miles per hour, the Segway was dangerously fast and heavy for crowded pedestrian sidewalks, but terrifyingly slow and vulnerable when mixed with road traffic. Rather than adapting city planning to accommodate the new machine, municipal governments responded with a patchwork of restrictive legislation and outright bans in major urban centers. The flawless internal engineering of the device meant nothing when it violently collided with rigid external economic realities and concrete city infrastructure. Public perception deteriorated quickly. The vehicle developed a massive Dork factor, repelling the premium consumers who could actually afford the high price tag. Instead of replacing the automobile, the Segway became a Hollywood punchline and a niche, slow-moving utility vehicle for private security guards. Its only other reliable market was the guided tourism sector. That specific adoption permanently trapped the brand's identity as a clumsy vacation novelty rather than a daily commuting tool. Bleeding money, the company went through a chain of ownership changes, leading to an acquisition in 2009 by British millionaire Jimmy Heselden. The brand suffered its final, grim public relations disaster in 2010, when Heselden tragically died after riding a rugged version of the Segway off a cliff and into a river. By the early 2010s, high prices, municipal bans, pop culture mockery, and literal tragedy had fatally tainted the brand. Mainstream consumer adoption was now impossible. The financial collapse ended with a fire sale. In 2013, Segway was purchased for a mere $9 million, and then quickly flipped in 2015 to Ninebot, a Chinese robotics firm that Segway had previously sued. By 2019, the original personal transporter accounted for less than 1.5% of the company's revenue. Production permanently ceased on July 15, 2020. However, Ninebot successfully adapted the brand's underlying goal. They shifted away from heavy, expensive self-balancing machines, producing cheap, highly accessible electric kick scooters instead. These affordable, dockless scooters, manufactured by Ninebot from massive sharing networks, actually solved the exact last-mile urban problem Dean Kamen originally identified. The Segway PT failed because its elite creators believed perfect engineering could override market economics and public perception. Yet the foundational vision of electric micromobility won. The Segway just arrived 20 years too early, and at 5 times the acceptable price.